Hi, this is Kim with iBreak for Roadside Treasures, and today I am making an American flag, and I'm going to use the crackle method. I just used Elmer's glue and a paintbrush, and I'm spreading that around liberally and trying to get it as even as possible. And I'm not careful of which way I'm going, I'm just getting it spread around. And now I'm going to use some chalk paint, Waverly White, and I'm going to pour that out just over top of my board, and I'm going to do it pretty liberal because I want to cover up the glue, but I don't want to move the glue around too much, so it requires quite a bit of paint. I'm just going to spread that out. And again, that is Waverly chalk paint in white, just plain white. And I made a mess, so I got to clean that up. I put the lid right side up instead of upside down on the table, so it spilled. And now I'm just cleaning off the sides of the board because I don't want the white paint to run down the board. I'm going all the way around all of the edges. Make sure nothing went over. Now I'm going to dry it. And I'm going to dry it pretty good. And in a second here you'll see the crackle start to show. And that's because of the Elmer's glue underneath the white chalk paint. I mean, this, to me, it's magical. I don't know, but I just love it. I'm going to do a really good job at drying this because I want to use masking tape to tape off where the red paint will go because it is going to be an American flag. So like I said, I dry it pretty well, and it just keeps the more you dry it, the more crackle that you see. So I'm again continuing to dry it, and what I'm going to do next, I'm going to use the same paintbrush that I used on this, and I was kind of hoping, and what I was using it for is to paint the stars, but what I was hoping for is to have a little bit of glue still remaining on the brush with the white paint because I wanted the stars to have the crackle look as well, but that didn't happen. So, but here, as you see, I'm painting the stars, and I'm also letting the board dry a little bit on its own, and because it was really hot to the touch, and I wanted the board to cool off as well before I put the masking tape down. So I'm going to give the stars just a quick dry here. And I'm checking the board to see how hot it is. I'm getting my red paint. It's chalk paint by Waverly. But first I'm going to take the masking tape and I'm going to tape my, where I want the stars, I'm sorry, where I want the stripes, the red stripes to be. And I'm just using a piece of the tape to try to be a divider so I know how far spaced apart they are. But here in a second, I'm going to discover that I'm not going to be able to end in red. And ideally what I want to do is end in red, not white. So I'm going to go ahead and redo the masking tape. I'm going to pull it up and try to reposition it. And I'm just going to chicken eye it to get it as close as possible, as to be equally apart. And it takes me a few times to really get what I'm looking for. I just continue to pull it up and just reapply this tape until I get it to where I want it. And it takes me a second here just to get it, and then I count my rows, and of course I don't have enough space for the required stripes, but I do definitely want to end in red. So I'm getting my paintbrush that is Crimson Red Chalk Paint by Waverly, and I also want this to crackle. So I'm going over it once again with the Elmer's glue, pretty liberal. Each stripe, ideally I'd like it to crackle and show a little bit of the white through and a little bit of the brown, because I stained the board with I can't remember exactly. I believe it was walnut stain. It was not oil based, it was water based. So here I'm just going to paint these stripes, and I don't mind if it goes over the tape, because that's what I kind of have it there for, is to have some lines, crisp lines. And I'm trying not to move that glue around very much. I went over the edge a little bit there, and I wanted to get that up, but making sure that I covered all of the white paint. And now I'm going to give it a quick dry before I take the tape off, just a little bit, just so when I pull the tape up, it doesn't bleed through and under the tape. So I'm trying to carefully take that up and not get that paint everywhere, because I did get quite a bit of paint on the tape. And now I'm taking up the tape around the little brown space, and that's because I'm going to paint it navy blue. And I'm going to give this a dry, and it actually worked pretty well with the layered crackle. So that's something I will definitely do again. I really liked it, and I'm going to give this a good dry. I need to put masking tape again around where the brown area is on my flag, because I'm going to paint that blue, and then I'm going to put those white stars over the blue, or well, around the blue, because I'm going to do 1776, and then I'm going to put the stars around the 1776, and there will be 13 stars around that. So I'm making sure it's good and dry. And here in just a second, I'm going to get my blue, my navy blue, and this blue is Apple Barrel Navy Blue, and it's acrylic paint, it's not chalk paint. So, and if you ever need a straight line, do get one of those scrapers, and you can use that scraper to cut your tape or anything that you're trying to use to make a straight line. And here I'm just applying some more Elmer's glue, because I do want my blue to crackle, to fit in. And for whatever reason, I did go over the sides of this to, I don't know why, I just did it. I change my mind a lot. And here I'm applying the blue, and it's not going down as well as the red and white paint did, because those were chalk paint and they're thicker, so I have to use a little bit more, and I'm trying not to move it too much, and I'm just going every direction because I really like the crackle going in different directions. I believe it does anyway. Here I'm giving it a dry, and I just wanted to tell you that I got my blow dryer really too close and my paint bubbled, and I'm taking off the masking tape after I dry it for a few seconds, and it kind of works, so the paint don't bleed over. And there's the crackles coming in, but I'm also getting bubbling, so it bubbled up on me. So I'm trying to fix the bubbles there with my finger, and I'm just making a terrible mess. And so I have to poke holes in the bubbles, and then I'm putting a little bit more blue paint over it, but it's just completely bubbling. So that's it until the next time.